I deactivated my Instagram almost a year ago today, and I think this week I started having doubts about it. I started considering getting it back again and reactivating my account because I went to LA last week with my friend, and I got some pretty good pictures, and I kind of just wish I had somewhere to post them and to kind of put that out. And this whole week, I've been contemplating, I've been editing and making adjustments to the pictures and trying to create that perfect Instagram post, right? And last night, I was on TikTok and I was scrolling, and my algorithm on my For You page is now a whole bunch of TikToks about people that have deactivated their mains and have felt more at peace. And I realized the whole reason I deactivated in the first place was for myself. It wasn't for anyone else. And I think this whole week, because I've been offline so much, that I got these pictures, I felt like I needed to post them and for people from my past to see that, yeah, I'm doing better. And I realized the whole point was for myself. The whole point was deactivating for me, not deactivating for people. And I kind of came to my senses, and last night I kind of realized I don't want Instagram back. I don't want my account back because who am I doing it for? Am I doing it for public's validation, for people to see that I'm doing better? I don't want that to be the point. I want the point to be for myself. And I realized without my main account, without my Instagram, I have felt so much more at peace. And I feel like a lot with social media and Instagram, it's so degrading. It's so fake. And with a lot of people that I meet and a lot of people that I've met in college this semester, and I'm joining a new club. Everyone I've met, they're always like, "Hey, what's your Instagram?" And it feels kind of sad to be like, I don't have Instagram. But the truth is, like, it is for myself. And if you truly are my friend and truly want me in your life and want to talk to me more, get my number, get my phone number. I feel like real connection comes from that. Because if you really think about Instagram, are you really talking to 90% of those people again? After you get their username, after you give them a follow, well, what are you guys? Genuinely, what are you guys? That's something I realized with the whole time I had Instagram. I just never talked to these people again. It was like, oh yeah, we're mutuals. That term, mutuals. What does that really mean? Like, it feels so fake and it feels so toxic that I think this whole week my mindset kind of just changed. My mindset before today, I would say, was okay, I'm gonna get Instagram back, and I'm gonna prove something. I made a whole text, I made a whole paragraph, like a coming back paragraph. Like, I felt so dumb making it, but it did say everything that I wanted to say. But I realized, like, why am I doing this? And I realized there's so many other people that don't have Instagram and are living happy lives. And I realized, like, I've been completely fine without Instagram. I have TikTok, and sometimes I doubt that too, whether or not I should even be on TikTok. But honestly, I feel like I can be myself because my account was private for a really long time, and I currently only have one public post up. But I'm really happy with the things I post on TikTok, and the people that follow me back. I don't fully know all of them, but it's kind of like my own exclusive account, and that feels kind of comforting and sort of peaceful in a way. I don't really know how to explain that, but I think TikTok is a bad habit. It's doom scrolling and things like that. It does feel like a bad habit, I suppose. It is a bad habit, doom scrolling and all that. But I wish I could fix that. And I mean, I could, if you put enough effort. I was off TikTok probably the first 2 to 3 months after my breakup. And I just felt great. I felt so lonely. I felt like there was nothing stimulating me, but maybe that's the whole point, that you don't need a stimulus, maybe some exterior stimulus, like finding new hobbies and things. But TikTok is a very generational thing. I That's how I view it. It's a very Gen Z thing. And I am Gen Z. I fall into doom scrolling. I fall into these things. And last night it was so hot in my room. I'm gonna go off track right now. It was so hot, and I kept waking up in the middle of the night, and I literally completely stripped naked because it was so hot. But that's literally besides the point. I just remembered the weather is changing, and I literally had to strip naked last night, like in my bed, because it was so hot. Like I could not put a blanket over myself. But I was doom scrolling last night, and I saw all these posts. And I feel like TikTok is listening. They are listening to the things you say and things you're thinking. I don't really know how to explain it, but there is some algorithm, I guess. And I saw a whole bunch of posts about people deactivating their Instagrams, and they're like, "Oh, 2026 is the new whatever," like whatever these trends and things people make out of it. But I saw these posts, and it kind of made me doubt, my thought of getting Instagram back. And I kind of realized I have been fine without it. So why, what's my real reason? And I think this whole week, my real reason was making the perfect post, coming back, reviving, coming back to Instagram, and, expecting some praise or approval. But the truth is, most of the time, people probably don't even notice. Deactivating should be for yourself, and for me, it was for myself. I thought about it. It was for me. I did it because I didn't want to be so stimulated by comparison, and looking at people from my past and being like, wow, they're doing so much better. What is wrong with me? I feel like social media and Instagram especially is so toxic with comparison, and with the explore pages. You're always looking, you're always checking, and always trying to find something, someone to compare yourself to. And that messes with you. That messes with your brain, and that messes with your own self-esteem. And this doesn't just apply to Instagram, but I think Instagram is one of the most toxic forms of social media there is. And I have no clue what was going through my mind this week, but I felt so much power just thinking of coming back. And I realized no one cares. No one cares as much as you think they do. And you don't owe anyone anything. You don't owe a comeback. An you don't owe an explanation to why you deactivated or why you're not on social media. And I think you will find more peace being off of it. And even if you're addicted, like trust me, I've been there. I have been addicted to social media and getting that stimulus. But trust me, try a detox. Detox for a week, a month. See how that feels. And if you genuinely feel like you are okay without having that stimulus, and constantly being reminded, hey, I need to go on Instagram. I need to check these people's stories. I need to post. I need someone to see something. I need someone to feel something. Like that's not good. But see how you feel. Take a detox. You never know what could come out of that. And for me, like I said, it's been 11 months since I deactivated my main Instagram account, but I feel okay. I feel okay without it, and I think everyone should be okay without having social media. And I won't say I'm the perfect person, and I'm the most mysterious person in the world without social media. I have social media. I do. I'm not, nobody. I do, because I do feel the need for that stimuli. I'm not perfect. I do feel like I need that, and TikTok is a really bad thing. TikTok is a really bad example of that. But I have worked on those habits, the doom scrolling, but it started coming back more, and I'm not proud of that. But I think with that came along with the thought, I took these good pictures, maybe I need to come back, revive from the dead, and come back to Instagram and revive my main. And this whole week I was stressing. I was stressing on a comeback post, and I was stressing on who do I remove, who do I still follow, who do I still stay mutuals with. It's stupid. It's dumb. This whole concept of needing this praise or this validation. It shouldn't be a thing. And I'm saying this because I'm not perfect, and I have these thoughts. I have these instincts and these feelings too that like I need this and that. No, like you really don't. Once you find peace within yourself, you will never need validation from another person ever again. And that's going to take time. That will take time. That may take years and years of time for you to realize. And I'm still learning, but it's catching yourself, clocking yourself in those moments that you're like, wait, you gotta think. You got a second thought. You need to rethink what you just thought. And for me, this whole week was no, I'm set on it. I'm gonna get Instagram back. And I think last night and today, I was just like, do I need it? What's my reason? Sometimes you gotta double think. What is your reason? Why? You know, is it for me? Is it for other people? If it's for other people, your answer's I think you have your answer. If it's for yourself, do it for yourself. You want to get social media back for yourself, do it for yourself. But I think for me, I realized it wasn't for me. I wanted to get it back for some type of praise, some type of validation. But that's not right. And I think I have felt more at peace being off of that app and being away from comparing myself to these people that don't do me good. But I think that's the whole point, just social media is a toxic place, it's a scary place, and a lot of people fall into traps and fall into a cycle of comparison and self-hatred and lowering their self-esteem because of these stimuli. And I just want to say if you're thinking that you're in that cycle right now, you can break it. Detox. Do what feels right to you, and do what feels right for what you want, not for what other people want, for what you want. And yeah, I think that's my whole point of this video. Social media is scary, and it's your choice to be in it or to break free from it. And it's not easy. I will say that it's not easy, but you have that choice, and the choice is yours. But yeah, thank you for watching. Peace and love.